Good morning, friends. Sorry, I am a couple minutes late. It's so funny. I got up early and I don't know, but it still led to me rushing around. But I was not going to miss this for anything. I love connecting with you on Tuesday mornings. I know it's pretty early for some of you, but right now it is around just past 9 a.m. on Tuesday morning. We are October the 25th already. I can't believe we're at the end of October. Time flies so quickly. But if you're joining in, welcome, welcome. I love to share stamping with you. I love to share what I've been doing in my stamping business and in my craft cave. It's just my way of kind of sharing a little happiness with you. So if you're joining in, whether it's your first time or your like 100th time, I don't even know if I've done 100 live videos, go ahead and say hello in the comments. My name is Genevieve Coe, and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Markham, Ontario, Canada. Good morning, Nan. So there's tons going on, which is why I was not relaxing, even though I got up so early this morning. I was like doing things on my computer and connecting with people and writing in my agenda and writing tutorials. This week is an exciting weekend for me in the Stanford for Fun world because we are going to have our ladies retreat weekend. So for those of you who registered for that, your boxes were shipped probably a couple of weeks ago now, so you should have them. And those of you who are coming in person, I will see you in Beaverton on Friday. And the Ladies Retreat Weekend has always kind of been a tradition. I even carried through with it during the pandemic times, and we just kind of did it online, crafting in our own home. But now we're kind of back to some in person. So it's almost half and half, almost half and half. We've got half of the people crafting from home with the retreat in a box, and the other half will be in Beaverton. So that's why I've been running around like crazy. Um, Zipping around here, doing all sorts of different things to get ready for the retreat weekend. So I'm really excited to see my crafty friends. And last weekend it was fun because I dropped into a demonstrator training event put on by my friend Anne Granger out near London. So it's been a busy stamping weekend. It's so good. I wish I had brought some of the things that I made when I was there, but I'd have to go all the way upstairs and that would leave you hanging. So I won't do that. Hi, Andra. I got to see Andra this week in person. Normally we just text on Facebook, but since I was in the area there, we did manage to connect. Hi, Linda. Okay, great to see you guys. So, announcements. Let's do announcements. This is the last week of October, which means that anything happening this month is going to end, so we don't want to miss it. So number one on the list is that amazing starter kit deal where you can choose $206 worth of product and pay only $135, no shipping. And if you're in most provinces, have also no tax. So it's an amazing deal, and that's why it's the perfect time to join my team. I affectionately call my team the Team Stick Stampers, and STIC, STIC, stands for the stuff we do together. So there's stamping, there's technique, there's inspiration, there's connection and community. So that's what STIC stands for. Now's the perfect time to join us, whether you're interested in saving some money or earning a little bit of money or being part of the community or all three. The Team Stick Stampers is the place to be, and it's especially perfect now with the starter kit promotion going on where you get to choose $206 worth of product but pay only $135. I mean, that's like mind-blowing, right? I don't think it's going to get better than that. So I would love to have you join in. The link is in the description. So there's no reason to wait. This is the final week to take advantage. So please join in. I just feel like I wouldn't be doing my job if I did not encourage you to take advantage of that. Okay, next thing is this is the final week to register for my Christmas card making fundraiser. So I know some of you have been dying for some in-person events. Those of you who live in the area, I live in Markham, Ontario, Canada. So I am doing an in-person event on Friday evening, November the 18th. and you'll get to make 10 different Christmas cards using our really fun Santa's Express Memories and More kit. And so, last chance to register, and your registration will also make a difference for Northwind Family Ministries, which is an organization in Northern Ontario that supports Indigenous families. So, those of you who have hung out with me for a while, you know that that's just an organization close to my heart, just because they're doing such good work up there with the population that is so challenged in so many ways. So I would love your support in the fundraiser. Don't worry if you can't come in person. You can still order a kit to go. And I would really encourage you to get a friend to register too. Get one or two friends to register, because the more that register, the more money's raised for the organization. And you can't go wrong, because there's going to be prizes, and you're going to make the beautiful Christmas cards. So how can you go wrong? Last chance to register for that. The link is in the description as well, so don't be shy. And if you have any questions at all, go ahead and put them in the comments or private message me. I'd be happy to answer all your questions. Okay, any other announcements? Last week, I think the clearance rack was updated. So if you want to get some good products at a good price, you can take a peek there. A lot of things disappeared really fast last week, but there's still a few goodies, so you can make sure to take and check that out. So I think those are the announcements for now. If there's any other announcements, I will get that for you. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I suddenly realized I did not check. Normally I do like a little check to make sure my AirPods are working, uh, but I didn't do the check. So hopefully we are okay. I am going to flip my camera around. I was so busy I didn't even get a new sheet. So hopefully it won't be too distracting for you with my grid paper on the table. And then I didn't even get my stamps out. So I will get them out and get ready while I flip this around, and you can just take a peek at my messy tabletop. Okay, good. Andrew says she can hear me, so that is a good sign. So let me grab does anyone remember the suite that we've been focusing on this month? You can go ahead and type it in the chat, but here's a few that we did throughout the month. Oh, do I have others? This was the one we did last week. This is the one we did the week before. Where's the other one? Oh, I think it's here. So we've been having fun with the sweet candy cane bundle. Okay. Oh, can't see a thing. Glasses. Then I can read your comments. Okay. So yes, the sweet candy cane bundle. I don't know. Do you have a favorite out of the three we've done these past few weeks? For me, it's hard to find a favorite. Like, I really like the colors of this one, but I really like the background of this one, and I love the little holly leaves. So if you missed it, you can just scroll back in my feed and you'll see the videos from the previous weeks. But this week we're going to stamp a different card. Now, for those of you who placed a minimum $60 order last month online, my online ordering special was to send you the make and take packets for the 4 cards this month. So they should have arrived to you by now. So if you have a packet, you can join in and stamp along. Okay, and here's the bundle that we've been featuring all month. At first glance, you might think, kind of boring, but look, not boring, because we can make pretty things. And another way you can get these packets is those of you who are on my Team Stick Stampers, direct team members to me, you can just order these packets. I cut them for my team members as well, just for a flat $10 fee, because they can order for themselves with their 20% discount as a demonstrator. So that's just one of the perks I offer my team members. Another great reason to join my team if you're not convinced already. Okay, so here is the bundle. Here's the dies. Okay, and so last week, this was the die that we used last week, and that's what kind of created that really fun background here. Okay, but this week, yeah, we're also going to use some of the dies, but it'll be more straightforward stamping. I love this card. This layout I saw on Pinterest. I think the demonstrator's name was Tanali Williams. So thank you for the inspiration there. But I changed up to a different stamp set because I think she was using a different stamp set. We always take our inspiration on Pinterest and kind of change it a little bit and make it kind of our own. But I loved the classic colors. So we're going to get started with a crumb cake card base, and we're going to cut it at 5.5 inches. So it's the very kind of classic regular card base size. And for those of you that are newer, just remember that quite often our cardstock is sold in 8.5 by 11. So when you cut it in half at 5.5, you can actually make 2 cards at once. So I do encourage that. I find that it's a really efficient use of time and resources to do 2 at once. And then I'll just turn it, and I'm going to score it at 4.25. Now, this week is also the last week to place an online order. You have until October 31st to place an online order. As long as your order is $60 or more, you can get the make and take pre-cut pieces for next month's cards that I'll be showcasing in the live. Okay, so that is just a special online ordering special because I want you guys to feel comfortable with my online store. You can just go ahead and browse. Just go to that link there, and there's a browse and shop button, and you can take a peek. And if you do decide to shop, just try to make sure your order's at least $60 because then that'll give you the make and take packet for the following month, which November is coming up so fast. I can't believe it. Okay, so of course I'm going to use this coordinating designer series paper. I love it. It's so yay, stamp it up, let's coordinate. So not only do we have the Sweet Candy Cane stamp set and the dies, we've also got some paper that coordinates as well. So I'm actually looking for a particular design. I might have used it all cutting the make and take packets. I might not even have any. We shall see. Otherwise, we'll use a different one, but I kind of like the pattern that was chosen. Let's keep looking and see. I don't even know. This paper was so popular, it actually went out of stock for a while, so I don't know whether it's come back in. Let's look and see. Oh, yeah, we have some of that design right here. Okay, this is the design I'm going to use today, but there's so many pretty designs in this paper pack, you can see. So if it's not in stock, just put it on your wish list so that as soon as it comes back, you can kind of take advantage and nab it. It was a really popular one this season, which I understand why, because it's got the classic Christmas colors in it. And who doesn't love candy canes during the holiday season? Okay, so I am going to cut this at, just to make a layer, at 4 inches by 5.25 inches. So we've got 5.25, so we can cut that at 4 inches. Okay, and so then we've got a fun, easy way to make a background. So those of you who buy all the designer series paper, don't be afraid to chop it up. Okay, my friends, go ahead, chop, 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 because it makes such an easy and quick background. So let's go ahead and adhere that on. Happy Tuesday morning to all of you. I'm still getting used to doing my lives in the morning. I'm sure you all are too. Some of you might still be lying in bed watching this live. But even if you're watching the replay, I love to read your comments, so make sure to comment so you have a chance to win a little happy mail from me. Okay, so good morning, Maureen. So that is our layer. And then let's use some classic colors. I know I kind of veered a little bit on our first card at the beginning of the month with the pink, but we're sticking with the classic colors today of the, this is like a garden green, and then I'm going to use a real red. And let's see whether this strip, I feel like that's too narrow a strip. Let's see what else have we got. I like to keep all my scraps here. Maybe this one will work. Yeah, I think that'll work. So let me give you the measurement. It might be like just a touch longer than I wanted, but we'll use this piece of real red and we'll cut it at, yeah, like I think we'll say 2.5 inches. I think it's fine. 2.5 inches there. I don't know whether 2.25. Yeah, we'll keep it at 2.5 and then we'll cut it at 5 inches. We can always adjust if we think it's a little too. Whoops, what happened to my card? Here it is. Okay, and so we'll put that on. Before I glue it on, I think it would be nice to just give a little bit of background on it. You can't make beautiful cards by admiring it. Exactly, Maureen. So cut stuff up, play. It's actually, there's something about it. I don't know. I can't even put it into words. When I went to this event on the weekend with a whole bunch of demonstrators, like I was happier than a pig in poop, just sitting there, making cards, chatting with the ladies. It was pretty sweet. So that's why I do these lives too. I just like that whole idea of us connecting, having community together. Okay, so what we can do with cardstock, we can just put it on like that, but we can add a little bit of interest by stamping on it. So I'm going to grab this sort of foliage stamp. And stamping is really easy, okay? All you do is you put it on a block and you grab your ink. So I'm going to go monochromatic on this. So this is real red. I'm just going to go monochromatic and I am going to just stamp randomly. Just a little background. It's almost like I'm kind of creating my own design right on the paper. I think my ink pad needs to be juiced up a little bit. You guys can watch me ink up my ink pad because I can tell it's getting a little dry. Okay, so I'm just stamping a background on here. Okay, so let me hold it up. I think it's hard to see. There you go. Okay, so there's a subtle design on it now that I've stamped. And there's really no right or wrong, right? Like you can just create your own background. Sometimes less is more, but I get so excited when I'm stamping. Okay, I should probably stop, but I'm pretty happy. Okay, so there we go. There is our layer. So we can go ahead and stick that on. And then layering makes our cards look fancy, right? Like really, I don't know what the word is, like decadent. I don't know. Decadent is maybe something we'd use to describe a cake. So maybe that's not the best example, but really like riche, like fancier. I guess that's not really the word I'm looking for. But sometimes adding those extra layers just makes it seem more exciting. So let's add another layer. This is the circle from the Stylish Shapes. And I'm going to cut a circle using our basic white cardstock here. Let's see whether I can find us a scrap piece of white. And we'll go ahead and cut that with our Stylish Shape circle. Elegant. Yes, maybe elegant is the word. Thank you, Maureen. Instead of fancy. When I say the word fancy, it kind of reminds me of, do you guys know the stories, Fancy Nancy? And she used to always use like long words and different vocabulary. So anyway, I think of Fancy Nancy. Okay, so I'm going to pop that on and we'll cut that out. Okay, I'm going to see how it kind of looks with our layer. I wanted it to overhang a little bit. It does overhang a little bit, but maybe I'll cut this a tiny bit narrower. And then let me move this. We'll come back to you, Mr. Cut and Emboss Machine. So I think I had said this was 2.5 inches. I'm going to cut it at 2 1/4. Ah, let's see whether that helps us. It just looks a little chunky there. Okay, there we go. Okay, and let's do a little stamping. So see, we're starting to layer up our card. We haven't even gotten to using the stamp set of the month yet, so let's do that. Okay, and we'll grab this. You can tell I've been stamping with the candy canes. I've got them all over my paper here. Okay, and here we go. And we'll use some real red. I was saying I needed to juice this up, so I'm just going to show you how I re-ink my ink pads in case that's something you would like to learn how to do. It's always good. And I find our ink pads are very juicy. They last quite a long time. But since I'm somebody that stamps a lot, it's not surprising that occasionally I have to re-ink my stamps. And so I just keep my re-inkers in like a little case. These are sort of old cases that Stampin' Up! Used to sell. Okay, so then what I do, first of all, I double check, right? So this is real red. I double check. It is important to double check real red, real red. And I know my problem is I typically tend to stamp right in the middle. You can, gosh, you can almost see that like I stamped a million candy canes. It's practically like the lighter part is like practically the shape of a candy cane. Anyway, so a good tip when you're stamping is to try to ink up your stamp by using like the whole pad instead of always just the center. That will help your pad last longer too. Not the pad, I guess you would have to re-ink it less, but I think I had someone helping me with a bunch of candy canes too, and it was just so easy to kind of stamp in the middle. So I'm just going to kind of juice it up a little more in the middle. Okay, Andrew's asking like, how long does a re-inker normally last you? Like, I want to say forever, but yeah, Maureen's already like forever, lasts forever. But forever is a really long time. I have had to buy more re-inkers for colors that have been around a long time. Like so I know I've bought like extra crumb cake re-inker because I've used that color has been around for so long, like years and years and years. So um okay, and so normally I take a plastic spoon. Where's my plastic spoon fell down here. Okay, I've got this like thing with pens in it, and I put my plastic spoon in there, but somehow it looks like it kind of fell down to the bottom. Let me see whether I can reach it here without dumping all my pens out. Otherwise, I can go dig out. So I keep next to my desk like this plastic spoon. Okay. And so once I've done the drip, 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 then I use the back of the spoon and then I do mooshy, mooshy. Okay. I moosh it around. Okay. So that it just kind of, so after I do the drip, 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 I let it kind of sink into the pad, and then I just kind of mush this around to kind of even it out a bit. It's not like a crisis. I do find sometimes after you re-ink, your image will be a little bit spotty because of where I dropped the re-inker. It's not a crisis because what we're making is handmade anyway, so not a crisis. Okay, and then I usually rinse that off in water and it comes right off, and then I just keep it next to me for the next time I need to ink something up. Okay, so that's basically how I do it. I do recommend when you buy an ink pad to buy the re-inker at the same time because Stampin' Up! Occasionally does change colors or refresh their colors, and you don't want to fight for it at the end to try and get the right re-inker. Or if you miss the announcement, then you can't get a re-inker. So just buy the re-inker at the time that you buy the ink pad. Okay, so that's nice, crisp, real red there. Perfect. I'm glad we juiced that up because it needed a little bit of that. But yeah, I agree. The re-inkers last a long time. So just get them when you get the ink pad and you'll be set for sure. Okay, and then the other thing to add a few layers is, and I don't think I've shown on the other cards, is that nice foliage. I'm going to clean it off. Remember, we used real red to stamp with it. What I'm going to do is clean it off, and we'll bring in that classic garden green color. Okay, where's my little cleaner? So this is our Stampin' Mist that we just do a little spritz onto our Stampin' Scrub. Give a little clean, so there's like a little raindrop, so I know that's the wet section and the sunshine is the dry section. And then we'll go ahead and we'll stamp in garden green so that it coordinates nicely with our designer series paper. Okay, so all we do to stamp again is just tap, tap, tap. If you want, that's why I keep some scrap paper on the side, is I just kind of check, yep, that's exactly the color I want. I'm gonna just do a couple of foliage leaves here, and you'll see in this stamp set that the foliage leaves have like a grading, a shading to it. That's why I love our stamps. They are such good quality. It's not just a stamp with no detail. Like you can see the vein in the foliage. You can see that it's darker at the kind of around the edges and lighter inside. That's exactly how it's supposed to stamp. Such good quality stamps. Thank you, Stampin' Up. And you're not going to get that kind of quality with things at the dollar store or even some big box craft store. Like Stampin' Up is really careful about their quality control. So I love that. So let's go ahead and cut these babies out. Okay. So many things on my table now. It's very exciting. Okay. Crafting madness going on here. Okay, so we'll get our cut and emboss machine out. If you don't have the cut and emboss machine, you can use scissors to cut them out and fussy cut them, but I love the cut and emboss and the clean edges that it gives when it cuts. So let's see what we can do about that. And then what's fun is in these dies, they actually give us two dies so that I can run them through at the same time. Okay. It's like a mystery. You don't know what the final card looks like yet, but it's coming together, I promise you. I hope you like it as much as I do. I like the classic colors and I like the layout that has all these extra layers on it. Okay, and then we're just going to put our plate on and we'll roll it through. And the creaking and cracking is totally normal, but you'll see that cutting with the dies does make a difference in terms of the finished look of the card. And so that's why I encourage you, if you don't have a cut and emboss machine, that is absolutely something you can take advantage of. Oh, I did a terrible job here, but okay, the candy cane turned out great, but obviously something shifted when I was stamping, so it's kind of a little off. I'm really not liking this one. I might have to do it again. This one obviously shifted. So let's try it one more time because it's just paper and it's just a little scrap, so we'll be fine. Since we have time, hopefully we have time, I'm just gonna stamp this again and we'll put our die on there. And we won't sneeze or jiggle this time, and we'll see if we do a little better. It doesn't help that my plates are a little bit warped. I'm so silly. I should just use brand new plates, which I'm pretty sure I will be using brand new plates this weekend. There's something fun. I'm going to my retreat weekend, and I'll probably treat myself to using some new plates. There we go. That's a lot nicer. Okay, so that we are going to use that. Okay, let's put our dies away so that I don't lose them. Okay, and we'll get this out of the way so that you can see my tabletop again and what I'm crafting. Okay, so if you've been tracking with us, if you've just joined in, welcome, welcome. make sure to comment and say hi because I love to pick a winner and send out happy mail from the comments. And I am creating the fourth card in the series of cards this month showcasing the sweet candy canes. And so this is our last one for this month. Next month, we'll be on to a new product. Okay, and so you can see we're kind of building this together. Maybe something like this. Are you liking it so far? I think we can kind of put a little greenery on either side. Yeah, something like that. Okay, let's start sticking things down. Before I stick this down, let's add some fibers. Let's add some fibers. So I've got some linen thread here. I don't know why it came off the spool. I'm not quite sure about that. Okay, but what I'm going to do is, oh, you know what? I had my son helping me kind of clean up the craft room. So these must have been part of the stuff that he found in my craft room. So let's put some adhesive at the back here, and we'll okay, so I'm just adding some fun fibers to this card, okay, to jazz it up a bit. Okay, so this is just our linen thread, very economical in the catalog. We can even use, cut off the end, but we can even tie a bow here. Okay, and you can adjust the ends as you want. Okay, and then I'll just stick it on there with one of our glue dots. See all these little touches, all these little things, and they're not expensive to buy. They're just these little touches that add a little something extra to the card, right? Oh, we could even leave this, make it even seem more elegant, like just decadent. Yeah, like make it just hang out there. Okay, let's stick that on. All these things that Stampin' Up! Sells makes it so easy to craft. Everything coordinates. These little pieces. Okay, so nice. And I do feel like, I mean, there's things that make us feel great, like an all expense paid trip to, you know, the Bahamas or something. But I promise you, this is a little bit less hard on the pocketbook to buy yourself some stamps and some ink, and then you can have fun for days. I've been having fun for 15 years, so the fun just keeps going on. I know some of you girls, if you've been stamping for a while, you can talk about, if you want to type in the chat, how long have you been stamping for? Or if you're brand new, that's good to know too. So what I might do before I stick this down, I'm gonna put this little foliage here. And I'm just using the silicone mat to so that I don't get adhesive on my grid paper. Okay, so maybe we'll pop this something like that. Right? Looking good so far. How are you guys feeling? Oh, Andrew's saying it's almost 5 years for her. Yep. I can't believe it's been 15 years for me. I actually kept meaning to do something special this month because it's actually, this is the month of my 15 years. Happy stamp anniversary to me. I should do something special. Maybe you should keep an eye on my Facebook group. Maybe I'll do something there. Make sure to join if you haven't joined. I'll try to remember to put the link later. So this, you're watching this either on YouTube or on my Facebook page, but I actually have a Facebook group where, you know, everybody can post what they've been stamping, and sometimes I just put announcements in there. Oh, there's actually a special giveaway going on in that group, so just look for it. It's called Stampin' for Fun with Jen, and look for that Facebook group. I have a giveaway going on there So if you ask a question about joining my team in that kind of thread, you could possibly win a free stamp set from my prize bucket. So I'd love to hear your questions about the starter kit, questions about joining my team. Okay, see how it's coming together? We've got a little foliage. Maybe I'll push this one in a little bit so it's not quite hanging off as much. There we go. Okay, and then let's tack on a sentiment and we will be good. So I figured let's use the same crumb cake that we've got going here. Do we have any loose crumb cake pieces? Looking for scraps, always looking, because I know that I have scraps. Everybody has scraps. See, I knew I had scraps. Okay, so let's see what we have here. We can take one of these and I think I'll trim it at about 3/4 of an inches. Oh, Pat's been stamping longer than I have. See? Isn't it good? It's not a, and like if you're new, don't panic. It's not like there's anything that says this is a lifetime commitment or anything, but it's just so enjoyable. It's easy to enjoy. Okay, so here we go. Why don't we put that across? I'm just cut it at 3/4 of an inch. And I'm going to pick this Merry and Bright sentiment. And I think I'll stamp it just in our black ink. So let's get that out. Whoa. Okay. There we go. And then I'm going to just slice a little, again, just for fun, to give a little angle there. I don't know whether to need this quite so long. I'll just snip it there. Okay, and then boom. We can add that on there. Let's use some dimensionals again. Hello, my friend dimensionals. Again, giving that little extra height and texture because why not? And then let's finish it off with a bit of bling bling. Oh, what bling bling do I have here? I wanted to use these iridescent gems maybe. So this is what I mean about a classic card. It uses classic colors. Okay, and then, but we'll just throw a little bit of bling in because a little bit of glimmer never hurt anybody. And it doesn't matter if you're giving this card to a female or a male. I think it'll still be great. Let's put a little bit of bling there. Okay, so that is our card for today. And this has been a whole month showcasing the Sweetest Candy Cane bundle. So I hope you feel inspired to play. And I hope I gave you some good ideas using this bundle. Okay, different colors, different layout designs, different embellishments that coordinate really nicely. I got to show you the coordinating designer series paper. So I hope that you enjoyed that. And don't forget, if you want the pre-cut supplies for next month's Make and Takes, there's 2 ways to get them. Number one is you can join my team and you can get them just for a flat $10. I have a registration link for that. So once you join my team, you get emails from me just for my team members. And one of those emails will say, do you want the Make and Takes? And then I'll send them to you. So that's one way to get access to the Make and Takes for next month. Or the other way is you place a minimum $60 order on my online store, which you can find by going to the link, and just do it before the end of the month. And I'll know that you would like the Make and Take so that you can stamp along with me in November. November's cards will be Christmas cards again, because this is the season, my friends. If you have not started your holiday Christmas card type of things, now is the time. So Next month, we'll be doing that with the Santa's Express bundle, I believe. I'm not sure. I'll have to think about it, but that's what we're going to do next month. And don't forget, any orders $100 or more will also get you a free tutorial bundle that has amazing ideas from demonstrators around the world. The tutorials are written and video, so we put a lot of effort into those because we want to thank people for their orders. So I guess those are the things I have to tell you. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. I love sharing stamping with you. I love connecting with you. And I hope you have a happy Tuesday. Let me flip this around so that I can kind of show you my face. I always feel like I get to see your faces. I always have this weird perception that, okay, I'm back and I expect to see all your faces. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining me on Tuesday morning, bright and early. And I should be back next week, Tuesday morning, with a new product of the month to share with you. And um, thank you. We'll have a great week. Okay, bye.